Racine, I'm looking at a tape of the UCLA shoot right now, and I tell you, Laurie Caswell is absolutely fantastic. You get me an exclusive on her for next season's line, and I tell you, Tempest Sportswear will be right up there with Calvin and Polo.
Remind her how much money she'll be making, not Dave.
I know you're the one who gave Laurie her first big chance, but David, the word is out. I have a lot of offers for her now. Well, I'll talk to Dinah. I'll do the very best I can, but it is her decision, isn't it?
Yes. Look, just get me an exclusive on her, and I will owe you for the rest of my life. Right? Yes, yes. Talk to you tomorrow. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
David, she is playing games with you. You ask Racine for something she fully intends to give you anyway. She will hang you out to dry.
Uh-huh.
David's top figure for the Laurie Caswell deal is $30,000 a year. So, darling, what does Harper Cosmetics have to offer?
$50,000. Guarantee 1 day's work per week, maximum. And she's exclusive to me for perfume and cosmetics.
Mm-hmm.
And I have approval on any offers Laurie gets.
Even offers from your dear brother-in-law?
Especially offers from dear David.
Well, darling, you know, $50,000 really isn't enough. It's just pin money.
For you and Taryn Blake, maybe, but you know there are other people in the world who raise families on that kind of a salary.
What people?
Nobody that you're ever likely to meet, Racine. 50,000.
50,000, profit participation and photo approval.
50,000, Racine. That's it. No participation, no approval.
But renegotiable at the end of 6 months.
That's like a pretty good deal to me.
I wish it were a deal. Now I have to go convince dear Dinah.
Why don't we just forget about dear Dinah for a minute? What do you say?
This is a hospital? For the rich and the super rich. Who get sick just like ordinary mortals.
I left you alone that night because I didn't want you to be involved in Lee Herbert's dreadful film. But I wanted to tell him myself. I wasn't there when you needed me.
I know, Mommy. I'm sorry I upset you.
Upset me? Why didn't you tell me you were so unhappy? I'd have killed myself rather than to see anything bad ever happen to you. Come here. You're all I have. Baby, I love you so much.
Hey, there's Laurie. Hey, Laurie, over here.
Taryn, don't overexcite yourself.
Mother. Hi. How do you feel? I'm all right.
Hello, Julia. Taryn, how you feel?
Better, thank you. Oh, look, those are beautiful.
Oh, just put them over here.
Mom, could Laurie and I be by ourselves a while?
Sure. Julia, we can go for a walk. It's such a beautiful place.
Please, Mother. Laurie, why don't you come sit down?
Well, are you really okay?
Oh, sure. Great. Just wish I hadn't blown it, that's all. I'm starting to think I can't do anything right and commit suicide.
Don't say that. Killing yourself is the biggest cop-out I've ever heard, Taryn. Besides, I'm glad you blew it. I thought that you and I could be friends. Is that crazy or what?
got me. Never had a friend in my life. Julia doesn't exactly encourage it.
Would you stop feeling sorry for yourself? What's so terrible about your life, anyway?
Well, you'll find out. Having to work all the time and being told what to do by Julia and Racine and not being able to do what you want to do, you know?
It doesn't have to be like that, does it?
It does if Julia has anything to say about it. But you're lucky. Your mom's different.
And it's your manipulating of your daughter, Lori, into testing for expectations that put Taryn here in the first place.
I can't believe you said such a despicable thing.
And if you think Lori's going to be as successful as a Taryn Blake. And you don't care how she goes about it or who she uses. Let me tell you something, honey. I've spent a lot of years in this business, and I've watched people like you come and go. So don't waste your time.
I could see how you might get that impression, Julia. I mean, judging other people's behavior by your own must give you a very distorted view of the world.
If I had my way, I'd leave right this
All right,
minute.
come on, we're going.
Goodbye, Taryn.
Bye.
Now, you get better soon, you hear?
Oh, thank you. The flowers are beautiful. Thanks a lot.
I'll call you.
Okay, goodbye.
Tell Wesley I want to see him in my office at 9 o'clock. Yes, we'll be landing at Harper in about 2 minutes. I know, Ellen, but it's still the best way to beat the traffic on the Long Island Expressway.
Yes, but at least the expressway is on the ground.
Morning, Bobby.
Good morning, Mr. Harper. The Monday board meeting. I've contacted our VPs in London, Rome, and Paris. They're all confirmed.
Fine. Call Reisman. Tell him to forget the Butronics deal. The numbers don't make sense.
Yes, sir.
And there's a young fellow in accounting, John Sanders. His wife's in the hospital to find out which one had sent some flowers.
Yes, sir.
See if there's anything we can do. Jim Connolly at the bank?
The confidential financial report you requested. David Fenton and Tempest Sportswear?
Oh, yeah. We'll start with him after I see Wesley.
Yes, sir.
Bobby? How you doing? Morning.
Morning, Wesley. Something to drink?
No, I don't think so. Thank you.
Well, the revenue is still down on the expectations line, huh? You replaced Taryn Blake yet?
Yes, it's being taken care of. I think you might be pleasantly surprised.
You only have until Friday. That's when we have to announce the new expectations, girl. Don't let me down.
If you'd left me to handle Taryn and Julia Blake...
All I'm pointing out is...
It's the same thing that you're always pointing out to me. The fact that you can do it better, you can do it faster. I know. I hear you.
That's an unfair comment to make, and you know it. Every week that goes by without a girl for expectations is costing us money.
Why don't you just get off my back and give me a little freedom to function for a change?
What the devil's wrong with you? You've got the best support system around.
Oh.
All the money you need, all the... When are you going to change your attitude?
What do you think this is, a pep rally for out-of-town buyers? I am senior vice president of Harper Worldwide. I am president of Harper Cosmetics, and...
I know what you are.
Yes. And you can take full credit for that, Daddy.
Why do we always have to be at each other's throats like this? I've done everything I can over the years trying to make it up to you, but...
Make what up to me? For killing my mother?
We've gone over this so many times. It was an accident. An accident. It wasn't my fault. Can't you accept that? You're my son. I care for you very much.
The road was slick. You were driving the car too fast. I was there, I remember.
Don't you think I remember? I loved your mother. I've always loved her. She's the best thing that ever happened to me. I still miss her.
Oh, that's touching. Must have been so hard for you to marry Marjorie a year later, wasn't it?
At 5.
Racine, she kept the lynx coat that he gave her.
Sandy, I don't care what she kept. I will not have my models pawed by that greasy little rug peddler. Good morning. Trying to make points with his out-of-town clients. You call that disgusting little man for me and tell him never, I mean never, to call this agency again for a booking. I'll do it right now.
And what about the fur?
She keeps it. She earned it, fighting him off. Laura, get me Grayson Carr at Eyeline and then Perry at home. Thank you. Not now, darling. I'm sorry. Later. Good morning, Deb.
Hudson called this morning. She's finished with that Paris Vogue shoot. She'll be back in New York on Monday. Katerina called 4 times yesterday. Racine, we have to give them an answer now. Is Blair Fenton doing the Narducci collection or not?
I cannot imagine what is taking her so long to make up her mind. Where is she today? Oh, Sports Illustrated. That's all right. I'll call her.
I called Dinah Caswell. There's still no answer. Taryn's still in the hospital. Julia will be here at noon.
Oh. Is there any problem with the press about Taryn's little try for immortality?
No. Grant Harper took care of them. That's it. Wesley Harper and David Fenton are both panting to sign Laura Caswell. Now, what do you want to do with that?
Well, just keep them panting until I can talk Dinah around.
And if she won't let Laurie take an exclusive, I think that Tanya Bradley is a good idea for Expectations.
Sandy, darling, don't think. You're really not terribly good at it. If Katerina calls again, I'm out. Out. Yes, can Blair Fenton come to the phone, please?
The music played while our bodies displayed through the dance. Then love picked us out for romance.
Is your hair back? Okay, we're in Tahiti now, Blair. Feel a hot sun in your body. Cool breeze off the ocean. Hot breath of all those adoring Beach Boys on your neck. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, tell me again, Sammy. Really needs a vacation.
It looks like you just got back from one. It's nice to see you look so relaxed. Ooh, give me that pout. Give me that pout. Blair, you sexy lady.
Hi, Sarah.
Give me a couple more turns. So where are you off to? I thought we'd pull up some beach somewhere, order a couple of Mai Tais, maybe seafood salad.
Just his doctor's appointment, nothing special.
I love that look. Give me more next, Blair. Give me more. I want you yearning. Yearning. You don't know when David's coming back. Like he's gone and you don't know. That's beautiful. Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful, baby. All right. Morning, David. So, hey, look at that, huh? That's not too bad. Beautiful. Morning. Hey, good news. Masons will have the fabric orders filled by the end of the week. Amazing. What getting paid does for people.
Good, that's good to hear.
Nothing like $250,000 to end those rumors of impending doom. So, now, what do you think about this? The long line zipper for the pant leg, or the half zipper, half snap? I was thinking maybe doing both. Nikki, you here with me?
What? I'm sorry, I didn't get to them yet.
Okay. Just asked, huh? A little testy today? What is it?
David, Denise is leaving Saturday. She's going back to her family in Phoenix. I don't know what to do, David. With all the hassles, I still love her. And my kids, My kids.
Hey, you gotta go, Nick. Yeah, what else can you do?
Go to Phoenix? Are you crazy? How am I gonna run the business from Phoenix, Arizona?
And how are you gonna take care of your kids from New York City? Nick, this is family we're talking about here, you know? And family is more important than this damn business. Now, we've talked about this before.
David, there's something I should have told you before about the money we borrowed.
Hey, the bank wants it back. Too late. We've already spent it, you know? Gone.
There was no bank, David. I got the money from Marty Brickman.
You what?
I know. Look, don't even say it. You told me not to. But we needed the money. You wouldn't go to Grant Harper. You wouldn't even tell Blair. There wasn't any place else to go except Marty Brickman. And now I don't know what I've gotten us into.
You have probably got us into the East River.
Forget it. No food for 8 hours beforehand. Isn't that what the doctor says?
Oh, I couldn't eat anything anyway.
Do I detect second thoughts thundering along beside us?
I'm all right, Sarah.
We're back at Bryn Mawr, and the love of your life, Rick Laporte, has just married the student body president. I am all right, Sarah, laden with overtones. Are you going through with this abortion, Blair?
I haven't called Racine back.
The Narducci collection? Well, I thought you weren't going to Milan.
Well, Gianni wants me to.
You're not sure, are you?
Sweetie, you have to be sure whether or not you want to have this baby. Otherwise, listen, we'll call Dr. Van Adams and cancel. Until you've had a chance to think about it some more.
No, I've already thought about it, Sarah. I've made my decision. Come on, I'm gonna be late.
Yeah, I'd like to speak to Marty Brickman, please. It's David Fenton. I'll hold. He's no longer with the firm. No, Mr. Parnell, I need a number on Marty Brickman. It's a private matter. Yeah, that's exactly what it's about. $250,000.
You mustn't let Wesley hurt you anymore, Grant. Of course you weren't responsible for Virginia's death. The road was wet. The car skidded.
It doesn't matter to him. The way he sees it, it was all my fault. Of course, he never will forgive me for sending him away to school.
Many people send their children away to school.
Should have kept him with me. Too busy trying to make it then.
Well, I admit that he didn't get the attention you lavished on Blair. But Wesley has been at Harper Worldwide now for 11 years. There's no more excuse for this ridiculous hostility.
11 years. You think by now I'd be ready to take over the whole company? He has trouble just running the cosmetics division.
You'd only be happy doing it yourself. Wesley's done a fine job running Harper Cosmetics, Grant. $29 million a year, that's hardly letting things slide. Why don't you make him president of Harper Worldwide? Give him the responsibility. He'll surprise you.
Nothing Wesley would do would surprise me.
You're going to have to retire someday, Grant.
My dear, nothing would give me greater pleasure than spending the rest of my days with you at Foxtown. But I've spent too many years building up Harper Worldwide to... I mean, the man who takes over, he has to be fully qualified.
Taryn Blake is still the world's top teenage model, Racine, no matter what plans you have for Laurie Caswell.
Julia, I've always had other clients besides Taryn. Now, that's all Laurie Caswell is, just another client.
Not with that mother, honey. That mother's a very ambitious woman. She's going to give you a lot of trouble. You mind my words.
Perhaps you could give me some advice on how to handle her, Julia.
Yes, Racine. I believe that I could give you some good advice on that. I'd drop her right now if I were you. Fortunately, I'm not.
Yes, well, we both lucked out there, didn't we, darling?
Hmm.
Julia, can we just get to the point? When would you like Taryn to go back to work?
I don't want to push her into anything just yet. You're always pushing her into work. If you want to know, that's one of the things that I think contributed to her trying to commit suicide. She's overtired, she's overstimulated.
But not overexposed, right, dear? Julia,
I would like to ease her into some very excellent assignments. I think Harper's and Glamour, they must need covers.
Well, actually, Stephen Bradshaw would like for her to do his new spring collection.
I don't know who he is. I want the cover of People magazine. I like that angle. Mother and daughter closeness. She needs that now. And don't think I've forgotten about the 6-page spread in British Vogue. With those designers. What's their name? The ones that do for Princess Di.
The Emanuels?
Yes.
For Taryn? With all those ruffles and flounces and bunnies? Julia, surely you jest.
It is very prestigious. And there's a great deal of money in it. That's why we're in business together.
How kind of you to point that out to me, Julia.
$300,000. Tell me something, Parnell. You out of your mind?
That was the agreement, Mr. Fenton.
My partner borrowed $250,000.
And at 10% interest per week, by Friday, you owe us $300,000.
10% a week, Nick would not agree to that.
Mr. Glenn's IOU. Signed by him, as you can see. And not under any duress, I might add, but freely and voluntarily. Your partner obviously bears some watching.
Just leave Nick out of it, all right? You know, you scum, Parnell. You know that? Prey on people in trouble.
I represent a service organization. We don't pressure anyone to borrow from us.
Right, sure. Pressure comes later, right? Well, don't hold your breath on getting your 10% a week because you're not going to get it, that's all. Oh, I'll repay the principal plus the standard bank rate for interest. You want any more than that? Sue me.
It's quite beautiful, don't you think? I've always loved the river. Silent, intent upon its destination, allowing nothing to get in its way.
Come on, Parnell. Hey, give me a break with the river stuff, huh? You heard my terms. Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Fenton. Would you give my regards to your lovely wife?
I changed my mind about the abortion. I want to have the baby.
Oh. I see.
I thought you'd be pleased.
Normally, I'd be delighted, Blair. You know how I feel about abortions. I'll do it if the patient has thought it through very carefully.
But I've already thought it through. What's the matter?
Remember, we talked about your being Rh negative and David's being Rh positive.
Yes, you said it could cause a problem in a second or third pregnancy.
Right. The mother's blood creates antibodies that could be harmful to the mother and child. Now, Blair, your lab reports show an extremely high antibody count.
But I've never been pregnant before.
Well, apparently you have been, and your body spontaneously miscarried
What are you telling me?
Blair, the safest thing for you to do would be to go ahead and have that abortion. I'm sorry. I guess your first instinct was right.
You don't understand. It wasn't my instinct to choose abortion. I can't believe this. I decide to have the baby, and you're telling me I can't.
I didn't say you can't. As your doctor, I advise against it.
Then I can have the baby? For God's sake, will you stop being a doctor and just tell me, can I have this baby? Will it be normal?
There's a chance. But Blair, your whole lifestyle has to change. And even then, there's no guarantee that you won't lose the baby, or, and this is the most important thing, that you won't be endangering your own life.
Down this long distance line tonight, I ain't missing you.
Lori, keep it down. Hello? Oh. Hi, Sandy. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I've been out all day doing errands. No. I just came in from doing some work in the yard. Sure, I'd love to talk to Racine.
Talking to Dinah always makes me so sleepy. It must be all of that fresh air from suburbia filtering through. Dinah, darling, yes, I have those final 2 figures on the offers for Laurie.
Yeah, wait, okay, go ahead. Oh, really? Well, that's fantastic, Racine. And that's 1 day a week maximum. Good. All right. Now, what about the David Fenton offer?
Harper Cosmetics is an enormous corporation. Obviously, being the expectations girl would be a far better career move for Laurie.
I still want her to work for David Fenton.
David and Wesley are brothers-in-law, you know. Well, of course, they're very close. They could share Laurie. All right, Diana, why don't you do that? Talk it over with Michael and let me know tomorrow. Bye.
Wesley and David are close because they're brothers-in-law. She bought that?
Well, Dinah Caswell has no way of knowing that Wesley would loathe any man who married his darling sister, Blair. Still, I thought I was quite convincing.
I can't believe you and Mark have been together for 2 years, Sarah.
And he still shows up late. Blair, my darling.
Yes?
You are going to have to tell me, you know. Thank you. About what really happened to Dr. Van Adams. I know you're holding out on me.
I told you. I couldn't go through with the abortion today, that's all. You were right. I hadn't thought about it enough. I just need a couple of days before I make up my mind. Don't worry. There's Mark. Promise me not a word. And not to David either. I mean it.
Did we really come here on our first date? This place is wild. What are you drinking here? Hey, Blair, you look great. Where's David?
Let's see. Yes, we did. Yes, it is. I'm on Kier, Blair's on cider, and David is later than you are, which is a first. Hello, darling. How'd it go?
The disagreement was heated. Beer? Newsbeat wants glossy and glitzy in the fashion trade. I want to write about exploitation of child models and payola in the rag trade. Newsbeat won, and unfortunately they're right. Put Christy Brinkley or Blair Harper Fenton on the cover. That's how you sell magazines.
That's right. And it is still the cover story.
Oh, it is still the cover story. Big break for Boy Reporter.
Well, then why the long face?
This is Mr. Macho, remember? Press Club Awards for correct syntax under heavy mortar fire.
Okay. Thanks. Well, maybe I'll finally learn how to dress right, huh?
That's right.
To Sarah J. Frank, the best 2 years of my life.
Mine, too.
Oh.
So,
Where are you going to start on the story, Blair and David?
Well, David can set you up with the manufacturing and design side, and I can help with the models. Oh, and you have to talk to Racine.
He does?
From everything I hear about Racine, she ranks somewhere between the Viet Cong and a Salvadoran death squad.
Racine happens to be the top model agent in the country, and she's not really as bad as people say. Wesley thinks the world of her.
Oh, something else on your mind, darling? Or perhaps someone else? You know, your manners are so bad, Wesley. Stepmother Marjorie would send you to your room.
Am I in trouble, Racine?
Well, you have been more accomplished in the past.
Look, do I get Laurie Caswell or not?
She's awfully young for you, Wesley, and so tall.
Racine.
If I am reading Dinah Caswell correctly, everything is fine. If not, well, I gave you Taryn. I found Laurie for you. I can find someone else.
Look, I will pass on Taryn Blake. Thank you just the same. And as far as Laurie Caswell, I don't think that you're going to find another one by Friday.
Wesley, only you would arrange an announcement party before you had anything to announce.
Grant pushed for it. I had no option.
Excuse me. Hello? Oh, Dinah, darling. No, you're not bothering me at all. Oh, you have reached a decision. That's wonderful. I see. Yes, well, I think absolutely it's the right move for Laurie. I'm sure it will be a wonderful party.
Early in the morning, I can't sleep. I can't work and I can't eat. I've been drunk all day, can't concentrate. Maybe I'm making a big mistake. Shot me down like a killer shark. And like a railroad runner right through my heart. Jekyll and Hyde, the way I behave. Feel like running on empty gate. Not again. It hurts so good, I don't understand. Infatuation.
Thank you very much. Grant Harper persuaded me to introduce him to you tonight, which seems a bit redundant since most of you know him anyway, at least well enough to know just how persuasive he can be. Ladies and gentlemen, our host, Grant Harper.
Michael Bulbrecht and his spectacular new collection. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a moment has arrived. I'm very pleased and proud to announce the new model for our very special line of perfume and cosmetics, Expectations. Caswell.
I'm so scared, Mr. Harper.
No, you shouldn't be. You look sensational.
How about this beautiful girl, huh? Did you see something? Don't forget that name. You'll be seeing a lot of her. Look at him. He does take the credit very well, doesn't he?
Now, darling, as long as we know who really pulled off this little shindig.
You told me all week there wasn't any problem.
David, I tried to reach you.
Damn it, Racine. You know how important that was for me to sign Lori to Tempest.
David, what could I do? Now, it's a business. Wesley made a better offer. Significantly better. Besides, she's only exclusive for cosmetics and perfumes. I found you, Lori. I'll find you someone else. Come on. Trust Racine.
I'm sorry, David. I know you were counting on signing Laura yourself.
I thought she was already signed.
Congratulations, sweetheart.
Excuse me. Oh, thank heavens it's over. Oh, what's that?
Soda, you want some?
Don't stare at me like that. It's just makeup and a dress. No, it's more than that.
Sexy. Definitely sexy.
Are you all right, sweetheart?
Dad, I'm angry. David needs Lori. Wesley doesn't.
Don't be too sure of that.
Blair, darling,
Huh.
could I leave here tonight with a yes on the Narducci collection? I've got to give them an answer.
I thought you wanted to go to Milan.
Yes, I do. Racine, I will let you know tomorrow, all right? Dad, if you'll excuse me, I have to go talk to Mother.
David, I'm sorry. I really am. It's just that we thought it was a better career move.
I wish I felt better about Wesley. I just don't like him. We'll take a number. The line forms on the right.
Say, we got a date for Mortimer's?
Mortimer's is really nice, but, I have a date with my boyfriend. I'll go with you.
You're not old enough to drink. Nice try, kid.
David, you're handling this very well, aren't you? Quite the man, eh?
Yeah, well, business is business, isn't it, Wesley? Isn't that the Harper family motto?
Yes, sure.
And Racine did say that exclusivity only applies to cosmetics.
No. I have approval on any other offers that Laurie gets. But you can be sure that the Expectations girl won't be demeaning my product by modeling shoddy sportswear for Tempest, David.
Wesley, you do not bother me. But I cannot fight Grant's money.
Oh, David, why would you want to? I mean, you married it, didn't you?
Problems, Wesley?
So we start over again. We find ourselves a new model, and that's the way it goes, you know? At least I had the satisfaction of decking Wesley.
And he asked for it.
Nick, I told you not to worry about the loan. I'm going to take care of it. Right. Okay, now. Yeah, well, I'm glad you like Phoenix. Terrific. And we send our love too.
Bye, Nick. Take care.
Okay? Glad you called. Talk to you soon. Right. Bye.
Sweetie. That was really wonderful what you did for Nick.
Well, you know, he really likes his kids. What?
I have something to tell you.
Hey, is this a good something or a bad something?
It's a wonderful something.
Yeah?
I'm gonna have a baby.
Would you say that again?
You and I are going to have a baby in March or April, and are you happy?
Happy. 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 Oh, Blair, I love you so much. So much. Nothing in this world matters. Nothing. As long as you and I are together. Nothing. Baby, huh? Huh? A baby.
Yeah.
Baby. Thank you. I mean, I know what you're giving up. I know what your work means to you.
Sweetie, nothing is as important to me as you are. I mean it.
Hey, you're all right. I mean, you talked to the doctor and everything's okay and you're normal and
Yes,
whatever is-
everything's fine.
Yes?
You sound just like an expectant father.
Well, I am an expectant father. Yeah. I am an expectant father.
Oh, baby. I love you so much.
Cute boys, catty girls, and lots of